back at it with another vlog. Got the chest mount on today because the goddamn headset already broke. I guess I gotta go to GoPro or somebody and get the real setup because these Amazon Chinese ones are really bad. This is gonna be a pretty easy night tonight. Now, I already loaded up fuel, and this was a combo, meaning both of these trailers are full, and we're gonna disconnect these. We're gonna go grab 2 more, and then we're going to Robinsonville. I think it's in New Jersey. Pretty quick, easy run, and then who knows what they'll have me do. Sometimes I get lucky, guys, and it's like come back here and sit around and damn near do nothing for an hour or 2 until my load comes. Other times they do that fuckery and they might say, hey, I need you to go somewhere real far. Like that first video we did, I was only supposed to have like a night here. I go take a load from here somewhere else, come back, and then I take a load back to my terminal. That night they decided to tell me to go to Hagerstown, which was literally 3.5 hours away. So I had to go to Princeton, New Jersey, to get the load and drop empties off, which honestly, if they ever ask me to do that again at 2 in the morning, I'm going to decline it. Because that was ridiculous. Maybe, just maybe, if the load is at this terminal and I can leave and go right there, then yeah, I'll probably do it. But if I gotta go drive 45 minutes opposite way just to come back, yeah, I'm not doing that. But that is trucking, and I always try to tell you guys that every day is something new. Every day something is new with trucking. And what do I mean by that? I mean new problems, new adversity. Sometimes when trucking, it can be a very simple, easy night. Like tonight is feeling simple and it's cool and breezy after it's been so humid because it rained all day, and that's nice. Maybe it'll be a very nice day, nice time, or I could get fucked over, and if I get fucked over, you guys will be the first one to know. I definitely do need to get a headset because I like that you guys could see when I was reversing and doing stuff. The chest mount is more comfortable, so hopefully it looks good on the video. I don't know. This will probably be the only chest mount video we do, or at least full video, but I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. This is what we got to work with tonight. And then put those damn dummies on the back of the fucking trailer. See what it's doing, guys? It wants to stop. It doesn't like not having those dummies on. But when you're moving it around in a terminal, it ain't that big of a deal. Also, good news, I got a couple big things coming that I want to talk to you guys about. Don't judge me, but I throw them on the catwalk because I'm about to go grab more. Yeah, so I'm picking up a different camera. This is going to be for the YouTube channel, right? Their vlogs and shit like that, which is a pretty good camera in my opinion. It's the Instant 360, and I think it's a pretty stout setup. Remember with the Volvos, the release, you gotta lift up to the left. I fucking hate it though, because it will pop off sometimes and can snap your finger, pull on it. We'll go get our dolly, but yeah, so I'm picking up a new camera. I'm getting back into videography and photography. Pretty much I want to get back into doing portraits, start my website again. I miss doing it. I'm going to get a new MacBook Pro, and I'm going to get a really good lens, really good Sony, and you guys will get to see some cool car footage again, cinematic stuff. I'm also doing it for my business because I used to run a business, and I'm getting back into doing it. I had a bad breakup a couple years back, and one of the reasons why I sold my car and I kind of got off it. Also, if you guys notice, I have tattoos. One of my best friends is a tattoo artist. He's the one that does a lot of my work. We're not done yet. There's still a lot of stuff that needs to be done, touched up, but I want to be a part of the tattoo industry, but I don't have that artistic background for like drawing. For like cameras and videos, I do, but I don't have that skill when it comes to drawing and shit like that. Remember, always push this in, otherwise this won't move. I think this valve is just, yeah, that valve is just bad. So with that being said, he just bought a spot in center Philadelphia, 2-floor, 2-story, I guess you call it a duplex, I don't know, but pretty much it is a, it is gonna be a tattoo parlor with him and 2 other tattoo artists from California that are coming to move to Philadelphia. And I am officially gonna be an apprentice for him, and I'm going to be a body piercer. So I'm gonna be the guy who pretty much does all the piercings at the tattoo parlor. So that means I'm gonna do lips, ears, septics, nipples, body art. Pretty much I'm a stylish guy. I love jewelry. I love the look and cosmetic, and I love helping people. And I think it's a good way to like make people feel sexier, put them in something cool, make them look badass. I get to be a part of a cool community, a good industry. And I also like get to hang out with my friends all the time. So I have to do 2,000 hours of apprenticeship. So I'll be working there 8 hours a day, 5 days a week in September, starting from then when the shop's officially open. And we're doing some rehab. So hopefully I'll have some videos on that for you guys. I probably will actually make a video of us rehabbing and doing a bunch of stuff in there. So if you guys like, you know, entrepreneurship and you guys want to see how businesses run and what the tattoo spot's going to look like, you can check it out. If you're in the East Coast, you want to come get pierced by me or maybe tattooed by some of the artists there, you can also do that as well. Hold up, let's look at our trip. So I think it'll be cool. You guys can come check us out. Probably have a grand opening. If you want to get pierced, I'm going to be doing stuff for real cheap because obviously I have no experience in it. So this is something that I am learning. But if you know me, you know that I am one of those people that I obsess. So when I want to learn something or I want to do something, I go all out. I've been watching videos. I'm about to do my bloodborne certification. That's like a safety for learning how to not cross-contaminate. You know, cross-contamination, and, you know, learning how to sterilize everything, learning what kind of jewelry, like a lot of things to not hurt my customers. They can have a good healing process. And overall, I think it'd be really fun. They make pretty good money. Like, you know, I'm all about the money on this channel. So, your first year, you're looking at like 25 to 35,000. But the average body piercer, which I gotta figure out a cooler name to say because body piercer sounds fucking retarded. Well, I'll just call it a body enhancer. Okay, a body enhancer makes about $79,000 to like $82,000 a year on average, which is pretty decent, close to 6 figures. A lot of it is, you know, cash in your pocket too. A lot of that shit you don't have to pay taxes on. Let's be real, if you do it the right way. And use it as a deductible, right? But the people that are really good or the people that have been doing it for a while, they're making over 100K a year. So think about that. I could be driving this truck at nighttime, make 100K a year to do this, but then after 2-3 years of doing body art, I could be making 100K doing that. So what did I tell you guys on my live streams? What do I talk about? Making more money. Well, that's the potential right there to make $200,000 a year. Like I tell everyone, I watched this quote from Elon Musk, and he said, if it takes you 1 year to complete a goal with 40 hours a week, you could do 80 hours a week and complete that goal in 6 months. You could do 120 hours a week and complete that goal in 3 months. That's what Elon Musk does. That's why he gets so much shit done so fast, because what takes you 1 year to complete one goal, he completed a goal every quarter of the year. So in 1 year, he completed 4 goals. What took you 4 years to do, he did it in 1 year. And that to me is inspiring as hell, you know? super inspiring. So yes, I'm going to be doing body art. You know, I'm going to be kicking ass in that department. Well, and these are our loads right here. Hell yeah. I'm going to be kicking ass in that department, guys. So if you guys ever want to get pierced or tattooed, let me know. I'm not tattooing, but I am doing piercings. And then with the camera stuff, it's really cool because I already have so much experience in doing that. It's just a way for me to make money. So my goal is I work overnights, I get off, go home, sleep for a little bit, try to go, you know, go to the gym, get back on my gym stuff. Then I do my apprenticeship for 6 to 8 hours. And then from there, I go to work. And then on the weekends, I'm off. That's when I do my gigs. I have baby showers, bridal showers, gender reveal, weddings. I'm gonna do stuff for models. You know, I wanna do portraits. Really, I wanna take photos of hot women. I've always wanted to do that. And I'm single, so why the fuck not, right? So yeah, I think that'd be a cool way, and that'll make me some extra money. And the goal is to try to make $200,000–$300,000 a year, guys. Trucking is awesome. Trucking can make you 6 figures, right? You can become an owner-operator and make more money, right? Like, who's to say I won't down the road? Like, trucking is absolutely awesome. But if you're gonna sit here, watch these vlogs and think that this is all it takes and you're gonna be good, let me tell you, 6 figures ain't enough. 100K a year is not enough to be over here finding the girl of your dreams, getting the dream car, getting the dream house, and having a good lifestyle, being able to go on vacations and live it up. You know, that's just the reality of it. It's not even like, I try to say it to be depressing, because if you're making 50K a year, that probably hurts a lot to think about that. And I know how you feel because I felt the same way. But listen, the hardest part is just getting started. You know, the hardest part is just getting started and completing the goal. Once you acquire the skill and then you put in the time to master the skill, that's when you're going to be in a position in life where you're gonna make some money. Then when you master the skill, you no longer have to worry about what you're doing. It's just routine. It's just what you do. Then you find another skill that can make money. You master that. You put the time in, and it's just another skill that you know. I would say that I mastered a lot of photography and videography on the 4 years that I did. That picking up the right camera, the right lens. And I'm not talking about a cheap camera. I'm talking about like a Sony A5R, AR5, I forget the fuck it's called, but it is a $4,200 full frame camera with a 60 megapixel, and the lens is going to be a G Master. I'm torn between the 50 and 150 mil that just came out, and the 24 to 70, which if you know that that's a $7,000 to $8,000 camera setup. And then my MacBook's gonna cost me almost $5,000 because I'm getting it with a built-in 2 terabyte, the new, it's the M4 Max. It's gonna have 64 gigs of RAM. It's a 16 core built-in processor, and it's like a 40 or 60 GPU. It's a beast. I'm not a big computer guy, but it's more than enough. And I used to edit on Final Cut, and I can actually get them to install it from Apple and give it to me like that. So that's gonna be where I edit my YouTube videos. That's where I edit my cinematography videos. And then I'm gonna buy Lightroom. Lightroom is where I will be able to edit my photography. And then I'll be buying Streamyard again. And with that computer, I will be able to stream. So I'm thinking about every way I can maximize money and growth as a human being. And that's what I want you guys to think about when you're watching these videos, is that I was just a guy with a dream. I was just a guy that wanted better for his life and was so scared to make choices that I focused on the small steps, like not smoking weed, not drinking, working out, eating healthy, going to church, reading a book. Yes, I've made mistakes still, but a lot of that was for my growth as a man. A lot of that stuff seems really hard, right? A lot of it seems really easy, just depends what part of life you're at. For me, that stuff was really hard. Eventually it got really easy. Then trucking got really hard. Trucking wasn't easy. Like when I finally got my license, I couldn't get a job as a commercial driver. Even with a hazardous material endorsement, a tanker endorsement, doubles and triples endorsement, my Twic endorsement, no restrictions on my license, no points on my license. I couldn't get a fucking job to save my ass. And this is a bad setup, but we're gonna make it work. And it sucked, you know, but eventually I got a job and I learned the loophole. That's why I'm Unplugged Preston. I expose the truth, nothing but the truth, and I show a lot of you guys how to find employment right out of school to get to 6 figures or close to it, you know? And that's what I did. And eventually I got it, and once I learned how to do it after so much trial and error, after so many people calling me and telling me I didn't have enough experience, and then I finally started landing jobs, that's when I was confident to come on YouTube and tell people how to do it. Because if you go on my playlist and watch some of them trucking videos, I was in a Tesla bitching about the world because I was door dashing. I had a commercial license and I was door dashing because that's the only thing I could find. It was horrible. It was very embarrassing, killed the ego. But I tell you, in trucking, you're gonna have to kill your ego to make money. All right, that's just how it is. You gotta kill your ego because you're learning, you know. And once you don't know enough yet to be over here demanding shit like a seasoned veteran does, right? So I make those videos to try to help you guys, and that's what this is. It's also venting for me. It's therapeutic for me. It's also fun. It's creating. I love it, and a lot of you guys just enjoy these videos. That's why I make it. So that's where I'm at with life. I mastered trucking. Like when I first started this job, I was having the hardest time. I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to do it because I was running into so many issues back to back, back to back. Like, it was getting ridiculous. Like, I was getting bitched at by my bosses, my times were slow, I was hooking up forever. I did everything wrong at least once or twice. But then eventually, I got good. And now, I've mastered this. This is easy to me. I no longer feel like this is hard to do. This is very, like, low IQ again. It's like, I've already mastered this. This doesn't affect me anymore, right? And that's why now I'm like, I'm ready for the next thing. Oh, it's on the hill too. Remember, we always lean it, lean it, lean it. There you go, just like that. You know, so I'm ready for the next thing because I've mastered this. So now I make 100 grand a year or close to it, whatever. And I'm about to start working 6 days a week here. So I'll definitely be making 100 grand a year. But I've mastered this. So what the most guys will do, and girls, is when you master something, most people have the tendency, once they get good at something, that's it for them. They just stay content. They've learned what to do. Now they know what to do. Okay, I think I'm hooked. You know, they learn what to do, they get good at it, and then they kind of get content, and they just work that job for the rest of their life, or for however long, right? And I get it, you could always scale it. Like as a trucker, you could scale this. I could be owner-operator. You're a carpenter, you open your own business, start building houses. You're a plumber, you open your own business, start doing it, right? You can scale it, which that's never a bad idea, all right? Because you are improving. So I'm never gonna tell you that's wrong. But the way I want you to think about it is most people get that job, they get content, they make enough money to not be broke and be able to pop their shit, go out on the weekend, have a nice car, and be doing okay. But they don't have financial freedom. You know, they're not living a life where they can enjoy their life truly. All right? But that's what happens. Most people just get comfortable. they mastered the skill, it was hard, they got through it, and they don't want to do it again. But the people who are going to be successful in this world are the ones who master the skill, and once they master the skill, they say, I want another skill. I want to be better. I want to do more. You know, what's the next chapter? What's the next thing I can learn? And that's how I am. That's what I'm learning is best thing about me. You know, like when I talk to my boy and he's like, yo, you could be an apprentice here. And I'm like, yo, I could do it. And I start looking, watching videos. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to do my bloodborne. I'm about to do this, get this certification, this certification. And he's like, yo, I fuck with you. Like, I love people like you, bro. Like, you just taking initiative. Like, you're not just saying this shit. Like, I went and bought all my body or all my jewelry and shit already. He's like, bro, like, you actually doing this shit. You're not just saying it. Like, I respect the hell out you for that. There's like so many people would just say that shit. They won't actually do it, but you're doing it, bro. You know, he was like, I fuck with that. Everyone on the team's already jacking it. And then by me getting the camera and all that, that makes it better because I'm gonna run the media page. I mean, maybe I won't, but I believe I will. That he's already agreed to it. I run the media page, and every day of my apprentice, I take a photo of them tattooing. I take little cinematics. I build a website for us to tattoo. I take photos of each artist, what they're good at, their style, my style, what I'm good at. And I make that page, right? So now they're like, oh, he's in here snapping. And the way I look at it, well, now I'm in center Philadelphia with a $10,000 camera set up, and I can only do so much because I'm an apprentice. So I'm learning the front of the house, meaning like the computer, the cash, all the walk-ins, shit like that. Even though they really do appointments, but still, I'm learning the front half of it. I'm learning the back half. I'm learning how do you clean up? How do you guys sterilize shit? Where do you guys put supplies? You know, I'm learning all of these things. And then when I'm sitting there and there's nobody coming, but I still have to be there to help out and learn and be a part of the company and building with one of my best friends, the best part is, guys, I got that camera. I can go right outside and start shooting vlogs, taking photos, street photography. I can do anything I want. Then I come back to work. I work here. I put a GoPro on my fucking chest. And what am I doing now, guys? I gotta redo this shit, goddammit. What am I doing now? Now I'm filming content for YouTube. You know, now I'm filming content for YouTube, and I'm making something out of nothing. Damn it. Whoa. Shut the fuck up, I hate that shit. I'm making content for YouTube, right? So I'm waking up, and I'm not doing it just yet. This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm telling you guys because I love y'all and I try to inspire y'all. Because I'm here to serve you. I'm not here to argue with you, debate you in the comments. I'm here to try to inspire you and give you some game, right? Just like when I maybe watch one of you guys one day and you do the same, right? So my goal is wake up, walk my dogs, go to the gym. I got my meal prep, so I work out, all that shit cool. I go to the tattoos parlor. I do a piercing or two. After that, I go out in the street, I take photos, I get lunch with the guys, I'll take a dope ass street photos, little videos, maybe go live. I'm editing videos and YouTube content at the shop, learning, making a couple dollars, learning everything, cleaning up, cool. I come here, now I'm making videos as I'm working on YouTube and going live, because I go live a couple times a week on here. And then once I get off here and we leave, I'm gonna do that. And then after that, guys, I'm going home, and then when I'm off on the weekend, I'm lining up gigs to take photos of cars or women or some type of birthday party, whatever. And I think that's a real hustler-ass mindset to have. And then obviously spend maybe one day out of the week, I got time for a girl, because I got needs too, right? I need affection, so I find some girl to hang out with. I got one already I'm talking to, right? So hopefully it goes good, but you know, it just gives me time to lock in on myself, and then when I finally need some love and affection, I only have a certain amount of time and I can go hang out with that girl, and life's good at that point. So I got a lot going on The reason I'm talking a lot in this video as well is because there's not a lot of action tonight. Like obviously I'm gonna show you guys start to finish, even though technically I didn't show you start to finish because I didn't show you guys me hooking up at my terminal and getting fuel. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's the same fucking thing. And yeah, you know, I make these videos just to help people, give people game, and it makes me feel good because I feel like I'm being a service to somebody, and that's what it's about. So if you like the positive reinforcement, please give the goddamn video a like, comment for the algorithm. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, because why not follow people who inspire? Why not follow people who are trying to build you up or give you advice? Why follow Logan Paul or somebody who just is entertaining, right? Who's already multi-millionaire, somebody who never went through the struggles of you. Not hating on Logan Paul, obviously. I'm just saying, fun fact, me and him have the same birthday too. But you know, why not follow somebody that you actually fuck with? You know what I mean? Like find somebody that you fuck with that's real and get crazy with it. Get crazy with it. That's why now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow when I wanted to get into trucking, you know what I did? And this is advice I'm gonna give everyone. When I wanted to get into trucking, the first thing I did was I followed every YouTuber who did trucking. And I watched all of their videos. See how much they make, what do they do? I had to figure out, do I wanna do flatbed? Do I wanna do car carrying? Do I wanna do overhaul? Do I wanna do drive-in? Do I wanna do doubles? Hazardous material, driving fuel truck? Well, what do I wanna do? And I did that, and then I went and took the thing. Now I'm watching all these people who do piercings and who do photography, right? A lot of people I used to watch, I'm rewatching them. And long story short, when you want to do something, guys, you need to watch the people who are doing it or who are inspiring to do it, or they're in the process of building it up, which I would say that's who I am. I'm in the middle of inspiring and also building up. And you need to fuck with those guys. Those are the guys that are gonna put you in the right position in life where you're gonna be successful and you're going to get a better idea. Because if somebody's already has success in the field or they have success doing what they do, that can help you because now you're learning instead of just sitting there and doing everything on your own. You don't know what's going on. You really don't know what's happened before. You don't know like what to look out for or anything. Like go on YouTube and watch that about anything you want to do. So I'm inspired. I'm really grateful. I'm really happy where I'm at right now in life. I'm also thinking of buying a second car because the Mustang is absolutely amazing, but it is a loud race car. It is like not the best in the rain, obviously. And on top of that, I'm putting a lot of miles on it. So I'm thinking of buying a Tesla as a daily because I don't want to be driving my Mustang and parking it on the street in Philadelphia and people fucking ding it and dent it and all that shit. So what I want to do is I want to get a Tesla, like maybe a all black performance pack, an older one, not a newer one, not a brand new, even though they're not, I don't think making performance packs right now, but just for the mental clarity of like, I got a car that I can drive that's reliable. It doesn't need oil, doesn't need anything, gas. I could charge it at the house. I could charge it fast. It has supercharging. It's safe, it's reliable, it's fast, and it looks good. And you know what? I could take that to work and I could drive all around with that car. And then when I want to, you know, take out my bad boy car and have something with some American muscle, you know, I could do that. And what's nice is I'll stop driving it as much. I'll still drive it once or twice a week, but I can put it under a car. I can wash it, get it ceramic, put it under a car cover. At my house, I'm gonna build like a tarp, like one of those like temporary tents, but I'm gonna reinforce it so it's like a little roof over it, because I don't think I'm gonna have a garage for it or anything right now, or want to afford it to pay for one. I'm gonna try to find one, but if not, that's gonna be my alternative, because at least it's under a car cover and it has a little roof over it, and it'll sit there under a paved driveway. No moisture is gonna get under it to rust anything. That's why you never park a car on grass, if you didn't know, because there's moisture in grass, which will eat up the undercoating of your car. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I got a lot fucking coming, boys. Yeah, so we dropping off. We're which is weird because it says that I got an empty and a load. Rule of thumb, if you're driving doubles, you're usually always going to take 2 doubles to a terminal and then take 2 doubles back. It's rare that you'll ever just take 1. It does happen, but what's weird is this one says that the load destination's to North Carolina. So I don't know if there's an error or they're just saying that it's gonna go back to 196. And for 196, somebody will take it to North Carolina. I don't really know, truthfully. Thought that was a little concerning. Also, do you guys remember I pulled this off? Tell me why I drove down the road and realized my trailer wasn't lit up. So if you're gonna take those off, always remember to connect it back. But since I'm making a video, I wasn't thinking. But that noise, that bam, 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 shit is so annoying. And I'm like, watch the video, and I'm like, man, that's a good video. And I'm like, but god damn it, that noise is annoying. I'm like, god damn. All right, so it's locked. When the 5th wheel gets locked, great learning thing. One thing that you could do, actually, we'll try one thing before that. There's 2 things you can do. You can press the valve in and get some release like that, or you can reverse back on it. So we'll push the valve in and see what happens. Let's see what happens with that. Yep, and that worked. If that didn't work, reverse it back just like a little bit. It'll just push that back, and by doing that, it'll release it. Also, you can keep your lines connected so there's more air in the system. That also could help you to relieve, to keep load off it. Because once you take the air off, you're pretty much once you disconnect those lines, it's pretty much sitting on itself. And once it's sitting on itself and it has that load on it, that pin is locked in. So press the valve in, you're gonna keep the lines on and pull the release handle first, or reverse back into it. So there's a couple ways. So it's all about just learning. All about learning. But so far, it seems like a pretty fucking easy night, which is nice because they had me doing a lot of run around last night, which I was going to record, but I just mentally wasn't there. And then I had my headset and I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw this on. And like the headset, like, took a shit. Because it's supposed to be like clipped on and stuff, and it's just like strapped onto this little groove. So really bad design. I don't have the dummies put in. I keep doing that today. And I'll show you guys what I mean by the dummies. Yeah, it's like the strap broke, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna set up the chest mount. And then it was just one of those nights I was like, you know what? I wouldn't want to record this anyway. Because if I'm gonna be in a bad mood, what's the point of making a YouTube video? So what I'm saying dummies is these. These are the dummies. These are what you would hook up, but these are the dummies. So if your trailer's ever stopping and breaking all retarded and shit, you probably didn't hook these up. I do it all the time. It's not a big deal. But sometimes these back tires will lock up on you. Sometimes, if those dummies ain't in place. That's kind of what it's doing because there's nothing there. So it's kind of like locking itself. And then ring around the rosy, wee! Wee! And then we're gonna grab our dolly. Go put it on one of those empties real quick. And yeah. Which actually, I'm gonna show you guys a little trick that I like to do. So, instead of grabbing my dolly, bringing it over here, reset it up, dropping the dolly off and then doing what I'm about to do. Because the reality, I could hook my trailer, right? I could hook my trailer. Like I would have to pull it and swing. But you see these dollies are here? That's fucking annoying, bro. Right? That's annoying. Look how it is right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks stupid. So what I'm gonna do to make it easy on myself, which I encourage you guys to do this, once you get in situations where you feel like it's gonna be really hard for you, like, oh man, it's gonna be a bitch to get my trailer in there. Well, you don't wanna spend all fucking day there. You know what I mean? You don't wanna spend all day there. Woo. You don't wanna spend all day there, right? Because you know how long it's gonna take for you to set up, like put your dolly there, and then you're fighting this little trailer. Because look, there's not a lot of room with these dollies. Now I could push them out the way, and that's extra work as well. You know, that's extra work as well. And I'm just gonna hook one up. And I'm gonna show you why. So instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna just reverse, and even though I could do it, but I've done it before, it's a pain in the ass, and I've done it this way, what I'll do is I'll barely raise that landing gear. I'll just hook up one line. It's still gonna fight me a little bit. And the dummies in the back might not be connected. Yeah, it's not, the tire's locked. Oh well, I'm dragging that bitch. Plug it, whatever. Woo, smoking. Look at that. That is not what you want to do. Yeah, so somebody didn't put those dummies in. If not, then it's that electric line. I mean, that emergency. And as you can see, another prime example. I love teaching y'all. Another prime example. This back lock, you can smell it. You see the tire tracks? Oh, okay, and these were connected. So it really is putting that electric line in there too. Doesn't matter, not worrying about it. So what I'll do is I'm gonna drop this bitch right back off. And that's why I don't really try to hook anything up. Usually I get away and just hook up a blue line and it won't lock on me like that. Now I could run into an issue where I hook everything up and for some fucking reason that trailer could just be fucked up. Sometimes that happens. I'm gonna tell this guy. He ain't even looking my way. He ain't probably worried. He just see me drop it, so he probably knows. So what I'm trying to teach you guys, to make a long fucking story short, because I keep fucking rambling and not getting to the point, is sometimes it's a little easier if you know it's a hard place to park or reverse it and set up. And you know, old heads will be like, that's too much work. But in my opinion, it's a lot more work if I have to sit there and reverse and pull up forward multiple times, hook up, and be fighting just to get in there. So what I'll do is I'll just hook up a trailer. Sometimes I don't even hook the lines and raise the landing gear. I'll just yank that motherfucker where I can have a straight shot. You know what I mean? Because now I can grab my dolly, put it in front of that empty, and then I can just grab my load, pull there, and reverse right back, and in 2 seconds I'm set up and I'm good. And some people have said it's a lot more work, but truthfully, I think it's a lot more work and more frustrating when you're like super tight trying to hook up a double. When you're super tight, you're trying to hook up a double, it's such a pain in the ass sometimes. It's like, bro, take the extra step and just set up a little better. Make it easier for yourself. Why sit there and put yourself in a situation where you're here for 20-some minutes trying just to get it straight enough for the dolly to click, which I could have did, no problem, but I've done it before when I wasn't as good and it took a long time. Now I could have got it in a couple tries, but it's not even about if I could get it in a couple tries. It's just annoying. Hey, that's it, it's just annoying. I don't want to deal with annoying shit for no fucking reason. So, instead of annoying myself this whole time doing this, I'd rather just drive back there right now, put my dolly there, go grab my load, and then I could hook up in 2 seconds and be out, and it was so much easier. And then to me, hooking up a regular trailer to bobtail is very simple, very easy. I don't think anything about it. When it's annoying is when you got your trailer, you put your dolly, and then you get your trailer, and then you're reversing back to get to put the dolly, hook the dolly, then reverse back, and then do it. That's when it can get annoying. Now, it's not so bad that I've done it so much now. It's not even a big deal. But it's still annoying. And with trucking, what you're gonna learn is you wanna try to eliminate as much annoying shit as you can. You wanna work as easy as you can, because when you're driving long and you're having hard setups and hard times loading up and all of that, all it really does is stress you the fuck out and fatigue you and wear you out. Then once you're worn out, you're over it. You're like, yo, fuck this shit. You don't feel like doing it no more. But it's much easier sometimes to just think a little bit. So when you're doing trucking, you always want to think of how you're going to be set up. How are you going to set up? What am I going to do? Okay, this is how I'm going to pull it. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, this is what could happen. So this is what I need to do. And imagine right there, I put my dolly, or down there where I got this, and I got my dolly in front of my empty. I get my trailer. Look at that room. I would have had to fault it. Now I could have grabbed one of these, but I didn't. But look at the setup now. Now I get my trailer, I can just go right back, one hit, take boot. It's done, it's easy. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to think about it. And that's what you want, bro. So always try to make this shit easy for you. Right now I'm checking it's re-signing me in. And I'm gonna see if something's been altered or changed. All right. 8112. $84.12. So, I hate these damn Volvos. Like, who thought about putting buttons? So fucking stupid. But yeah, that's the way I want y'all to think about it. Is sometimes you need to set shit up a little easier for yourself so you can get in and get out. Because one of the biggest things about doing local is they want you to hook and book fast. You know, your downtime is when the terminal's taking long or you're driving. Never want to be in a position where you're taking long. Like right now, they probably think I'm even taking long. They probably thought I took long to get here because I took a shit and I ate. But it's not a big deal because they know I be moving. Now I don't come to this terminal a lot, so I really don't know where the hell my trailer is. I'm gonna think it's back there or is it in that overflow. And that's something you'll learn too. Well, as you get more familiar with these terminals as a local guy, you'll start knowing where they put empties, where they put the loads, where everything kind of goes. And that's super important because if you don't have that, guys, you're going to be fighting a lot harder. You're going to be doing a lot more work than you want to do. A lot more work than you want to do because you don't fucking know what to do and where to go. I don't think that was it. Okay, it's got to be over here. They said 8142, 81. Ah, goddamn, fucking dumbass truck. The fuck was that? That shit just took off. That motherfucker just took off. I don't know what happened. Like, it's almost like felt like it went in cruise control. It just gassed even when my foot wasn't on the accelerator. I don't know what the fuck that's about. $81.12. That's be the most annoyingest part. God damn, there's a bunch of 81s, but I don't see no 81.12. Wait. One more time, because Preston's dyslexic. 8412, Preston. 84. Where did you get the 81, you fucking tard? Okay, that definitely wasn't there. That makes me wonder if it was over there. My dumb ass, dyslexic ass, just fucking was reading the wrong fucking shit. I probably was. Because the thing is with the GPS, that GPS tracker will tell you where it's at. The only problem with that, guys, is that a lot of times the tracker be wrong. And since this just says North Carolina, I'm over here kind of skeptical right now. If I don't find this, I'm gonna have to call my manager. Because they don't want you to take long, you know? They're like very, like if you're not hooked and dispatched in the first hour when you're at the terminal, like that's a problem. Like they get in trouble, you get bitched at, they clock you. Like right now, I'm clocked. So they're looking. If I call and say, hey man, there it is right there, 841248. That's it right there. If you're not fast, what's gonna happen is they're gonna get butthurt. Now, when you first start, you're not gonna worry about it too much because they know that you suck. Like, truthfully, you suck. And that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Like, you're new, like, you're gonna suck. Like, as long as you're not crashing or banging out, you're just, like, slow, like, that's okay. You could suck, but, you know. I think this thing is too low. Yeah, I mean, too high. If we don't want what happened before, because that's what it's about to do. This was about to go behind that kingpin. Because if you look, the kingpin's a little too high. So if I would have pushed it, I would have went right over it. And you could see, because look at the grease on it. I don't know if you see it, but if you look at my skid plate, you can see a chunk of the grease open. So that could have been a very bad thing. I know how to get out of it. I made a YouTube short, what to do if that happens, and I did pretty good. Did pretty good. People, you know, still flame me in the comments because when you expose certain things, people love to talk shit. You know, they love to talk shit and be like, yo, you fucking suck. Or I had a guy say to all my Prime drivers, never do this. And I'm like, bro, you work at Prime. All you do is pull 53s. Like, you're not doing doubles in the dark, bud. Like, that's a different ball game. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's a different ball game. You know, when you're rushing at nighttime in the dark and like things look deceiving, especially when you see that fifth wheel plate, that skid plate, like start to move, you know you're touching some. But I've had it where I've been on a hill and that hill, it moved and then it slipped back out. And that's shit that you just don't know. You know, and I lowered it too, I just didn't lower it enough, but that's when I first started. The other night, I just didn't even try. I was just rushing. I took a shit and I was taking forever. So I was like trying to speed through it. And then that's what happened. And then I figured, well, it was a time to make an educational video. And that's what I did. And the video did pretty good. And I got out of it in 5 minutes. Now, when that happened before, I had to get my coworker to come because I didn't know what the fuck to do. And then he showed me how to do it. And I was like, okay, but that's something that you would only learn through experience of making that mistake. I mean, there are some people that never seen that because they might get out every time and do that. But I tell people I learn with my head, I learn the hard way. So I'm only gonna learn once I fuck up. Unless I was programmed at like school and shit where it's like, never do that. To the point where I always thought about it. So, yeah, you know, it'd be like that. It's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Not a big deal. Shit happens. And we got our trailer right there. So it's all, so it's all trial and error. At the end of the day, it's all trial and error. All you need to focus on is how to do your job the best you can and what's going to be the easiest way to do what you're trying to do. You know, what are you trying to do? What are you doing today? Oh, you got to hook up here and go here. Okay, well, think about when you're hooking up. How are you going to hook up? What are you looking for? You get into the terminal. Ooh, this is a tight ass spot. Where are the empties? Ooh, I got to grab 2 empties. This is where the empties are. You know what? I'm going to pull an empty over in this lot right here because ain't nobody even there. It's going to be an easy pull for me. And then I can put my fifth wheel, my dolly there, grab my other empty, and bam. You know, it's just shit like that you just learn by doing it the hard way. Like me, old me, I would have sat there and tried to set up there. I would have did it. I would have sat there and been like, oh, okay, that's what I gotta do. And it's like, no, I run this truck. I'm the owner of this shit. When I'm in behind the wheel, I'm the owner of it now. I'm the fucking boss. I'm the big boy. This is my bitch. I control this fucking truck. It doesn't control me. And I have to work with my circumstances, so I gotta make the best. Trucking is a problem solve. You're trying to problem solve a lot of this shit. You're trying to figure out what's the best way for you to execute your maneuver to get to the object of the objective, and the objective is to be able to fucking hook up and get to your destination in a timely fashion. Well, you're not gonna do that when you're just running around with your head chopped off like, you know what? I'm gonna figure it out. And I don't know why these trailers do it. It's like you hook them up and then they just beat for religiously. So it's all about just learning what do you have to do to win the objective. And the objective is a successful hookup. That's it. And you see, it could have been me over there fighting it, and instead I got all this room to get it right in. Yeah, it's a little extra work. Yeah, I probably didn't have to. But do I regret it? No. Is it something to teach y'all? Yeah, so why not? Why not do it? What's the big deal, you know? And understand something what my overnight manager told me. I'll never forget it. Look, and we hooked up just like that. Yep. Just like that, successful. One take, Drake right there. Look at that, one take and we got it. That's why we do it the way we do it, boys. Because we want a successful one take. I'll never forget, I don't feel like listening to that fucking thing. I'll never forget, he said, Preston, there's no style points. Getting it done safely and successfully at a good time is what's important. You being the best driver, you being the best maneuverer does nothing for you but your ego. Like, we don't care if you do the perfect maneuvers, the perfect setups. Like, we don't give a fuck. We care about you doing it safely at a decent time and getting to the drop-off at the terminal and getting your next load and going. That's what we care about. We don't give a shit if you fucking did something cool and got some style points for it. We're not looking for that. And when he said that, I was like, you know what? I kind of have to agree that I'm probably looking at this with my ego, right? We all get in our ego a lot in our life. We get to the point where we're like, oh, like I'm gonna be this and I'm gonna be that. And it's like, bro, there's no style points. Don't worry about what some veteran 20-year-old trucker says because you're doing something that he considers as a little harder or a little bit more work, and he's so good he doesn't have to do that. Like, there's no styles points. Like, he could say whatever the hell he wants. At the end of the day, look at this. I can't even get the fucking GPS to just let me put something in. This is what it does every fucking time. It just will put the thing in and just go right to whatever location I was at, even though I'm here at the location, and it will literally just keep kicking me out and going right to the location. So annoying. Anyway, there's no style points, right? Just because this old head is a better driver, or he could have did that in one take, or he could have made that shit happen, or that's too much work for him. Guess what? That's him. You're your own person. If you want to fucking pull your empty out to an open parking lot because that's an easier way for you to set up, it's less stressful, and you got better visual of the truck in general, then that's cool, bro. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And we're at our last terminal for the night. Now, the only thing I hate about this little ass location is it is a bitch to get empties here. It is not fun. So what I'm probably going to do again, I don't feel like doing it, so I might not, but I might just pull an empty out and then load up like that, which is like, I don't need to do that, but those empties, it's a hill. And you won't realize it's a fucking hill until you've been here and tried it. I had one time where I could not get my fucking empties to work, and I should actually be good because those are straight. But I had issues, because if you look, I can't probably get between those to lower them. So if they're not low enough, I can't get there and lower the landing jack like I'm doing right now. Lower the landing jack right now. So that ends up being a pain in the fucking ass. You know what I mean? And I had it before where I sat there and I was like hooking up multiple times and I couldn't get it. To the point I had to lower it so much, then the skid plate was hitting the front of the trailer and I wasn't getting anywhere with that either. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And it took forever. So this is definitely one of those spots that's not fun to hook up at with empties. It's actually a pain in the ass here. I don't know why that little hill is so deceiving, but it is. But you have to use a dial. Now, if this was just like 53s or I was just hooking up one trailer, that wouldn't be a problem. That's not the problem. It's that I got a dolly, and the dolly has to hook up. And once you're having issues hooking that damn dolly and getting it under, it's a pain in the ass. But it looks like it'll be pretty simple. Hopefully I could just put my dolly right on one of those back ones. It's low enough, boop, grab my shit, my empty, and we should be good, which I'm pretty confident we will. And another thing is, it's light out now. When I always do it, it's dark. And you don't understand. See, look at that. All because I put those dummies in. I've done that every night tonight. I do not know what the hell's wrong with me. I guess because I'm on the camera and shit, I'm not really paying attention because I'm talking to y'all, but whatever. Let's see, this guy's called a yard jockey. So these are two combos that have to go out, so he's grabbing them right now. I'm just gonna pull this forward. And what I like to do, if I can, I like to lower the landing gear, just so when I get out, I can pretty much disengage. I don't gotta sit there and mess with it too much. So I'll pull up to that gutter, and I'm gonna drop it right there. Not too bad of a night though. Like if every night was like this, I wouldn't be mad. This would be a great job. You get off at a decent time. If they would have had my load faster, I could have been done faster, right? But you get done at a decent time. And it's not a lot of miles, but like this is the shit that doesn't make money either, right? So like this is the type of shit that'll have your boss bitching. Now it ain't really my fault, there ain't much I can do about it, but like me calling the terminal or calling my manager or somebody and being like, hey man, I don't gotta love. That's what they want. They want me to be like on point. They want me to be on top of it. Like, which I think is fucking stupid as fuck. Like, it's like, no, you need to be on top of it. If you see I'm sitting there on my clock for 2 hours waiting, you need to be calling. Why the fuck do I need to do your job, right? But that's a part of this shit, because if it don't make money, it don't make sense. So they're just trying to make money just like everyone else. But I still think, and now you guys can see when I went there when I told you I grinded that skid plate. Yeah, I was super close to having that. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, you gotta do everybody's fucking job. You're either running your ass off 24/7, or, yeah, look, he's hooking them dummies up. He's a prick anyway, so fuck him. That guy, I asked him one time, I said, hey, where do I put the, I tried to grab an empty over there because I didn't know where the empties were, and he goes, they're over there. The whole attitude and shit, I was like, all right, dude, I never even fucking been here. For some reason, I'm gonna tell y'all this now, you can comment down below if you're a truck driver. Why are yard jockeys such fucking assholes? Like, I shit you not, like, yard jockeys are such dickheads. Like, I don't know if it's because they don't get paid enough and they're jealous because you could have a regular license and do it. But dude, I shit you not, like, I've had nothing but problems with yard jockeys. Like, I don't really have problems with anybody doing this. Sometimes you get a dickhead driver or something, but for the most part, like, it's just fucking yard jockeys, bro. Like, they're dickheads for no reason. Like, literally no fucking reason. I don't know why, but yard jockeys always have an attitude. They're always bent out of shape, and they're always miserable. I don't know why. I'm like, bro, like, if you want to make this money, get a CDL. You're already a fucking yard jockey. Like, don't be mad at me because you're not applying yourself in life. That's why I make these videos and try to help y'all, because I'm like, listen, like, I don't want y'all to be feeling like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, that looks like that'll clear. But see, there's really like no room. Like, look at this. Let's see if we can get in here and just lower this just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Shit, I am 6'5". I am too tall to be doing this. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know why yard jockeys are dickheads like that. I really don't. It's like, apply yourself, young man, and maybe one day you'll be happy. But that's why people are in the Matrix, right? People are in the Matrix because they don't apply themselves in life. They don't want more for their life. And then most people get this CDL and then they don't do anything else besides a CDL. You know what? That one's lower on the side. I'm gonna just take that one instead of that one. But yeah, that's the problem. People get a CDL and then they don't actually do anything with their fucking life. They just bullshit their life away. You know? And you shouldn't be that person. Get a CDL, find another job, you know? Work 40, 50 hours doing this, and go get another job. And see, I'm gonna yank this shit. I'm not fucking dealing with this. I'm yanking this bitch. Yeah. Yep, that's how you gotta do it sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta yank that bitch out. But look at the shoes on this joint, man. They cook. What are those, bro? But yeah, that's just how it is, man. You know, you gotta apply yourself. You gotta go for it in life. You can't sit around and wait for something to fucking happen. For all you guys who are sitting there waiting for your big break, I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, your big break is you getting off your big ass and doing something. Like, I told the people where, like friends, like, I have a friend that I would talk to when I played video games, like a year ago, 2 years ago. And, like, I just got my CDL, and I'm like, yo, man, I'm trying to make 6 figures. And he's like, I'd be cool if I made 60K a year. Like, that would be enough for me to live my life happy forever. And I'm like, what? Like, what? That's crazy. But there's people out here that make 35K a year. If they could just double that, they'd be happy. You know, and it's sad and it's unfortunate because you should never live your life wanting to be that broke. Well, why are you looking at me, brother? You know, you should never live your life wanting to be that kind of broke. You should always, 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 always want more for yourself, you know? You should always want more for yourself. That's why once I got to 100K and I started making, like, I was making 1,500 a week, and then obviously I felt like I still needed more, but that was the most I ever was making, so I was kind of content. Then when I got fired, I was like, ugh. And now I got the job and I'm making, you know, like 1,200 a week. But when I start working 6 days a week, I should be right around that 15, probably like 14. Maybe, you know, depending on taxes and insurance and shit, you know, that's not gross. Like, I'm making 15, it's just not, I'm not seeing it because of taxes. But, you know, once I seen that, I started getting the money, and then I get the car, and I'm going on dates, and I'm doing shit. I'm like, you know what? Like, this ain't shit. Like, this ain't enough fucking money. $1,000 a week is fucking pathetic. And you should think it is too. You should be mad. If you're not making $1,000 a week, let me tell you, you should be pissed. You should be pissed, because once you get $1,000 a week, you're gonna be even more pissed, because this shit still don't feel like enough. But you're even gonna be more pissed if you don't make $1,000 a week. You know, I'm like, yo, I need to make $2,000 a week. I already know $2,000 a week is not enough money for me. I hate to say that shit, because I remember making $250 paychecks, feeling like this wasn't enough. Like, oh man, this ain't enough, man. And now I'm over here like, man, $1,500 a week ain't gonna be enough. $2,000 ain't gonna be enough. You know, truthfully, that's not enough money. But like, we live in a world where, like, if you make enough to at least be above water and have a couple of dollars to your name, you feel like you somebody. Look at this fucked up trailer. This shit got no strap. This is crazy. I'm gonna bust my ass out this bitch. Oh man, this motherfucker got no strap, bruh. I ain't grabbing another motherfucking trailer. Woo! Don't let me bust my ass. Oh, look at me stepping on the rollers. This is not OSHA approved right here. Dangerous as fuck. Would not recommend anybody to ever do that. But, fun fact, I worked at Penske for 3 years. So I opened so many of these doors, I know exactly how they slip, fall, everything. I've been taught how to open them, and that was dangerous. But I have enough experience. I know my slipping points, and I know what I can and can't. You know, you just have to be very cautious when you're doing that shit, because if you're getting carried away or not thinking, that's when you fuck yourself up. But if you're thinking about what could fuck you up, you'll be all right. But yeah, you know, I really do think like $2 grand a week ain't enough money, man. But this is how I want y'all to think about it, okay? This is how I want y'all, come on you dumbass truck. This is how I want y'all to think about this shit, okay? the way you need to think, it's not about what you make every week necessarily. It's about what you make every month. The reason why I say that, now I'm working on trying to make it every week because that's the way I'm scaling it. But I really tell people and what I think is more important than what a week. That's like my little thing. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the real most important thing, truthfully, is gonna be your monthly. Because some weeks you might not make as much, right? You might have a little side hustle, but that side hustle doesn't do nothing for you 2 weeks out the month. But the other 2 weeks you may have made $250, so that was $500. So say you made $1,000 a month, bring home. That's $4 grand in your pocket. And every other week you make that $250. Well, you technically made $4,500 that month, right? So how I want y'all to think is it's not about necessarily how much you make on the week. That's a good way to look at it. That's something that I use for like working a job. Like a standard is $1,000 a week at a company, because at least I know if I add a bunch of other resources and money towards it, I'll get somewhere. But I want y'all to always think about that monthly. That monthly is so important. So when you're over there and you're working and you're making even $500 for 40 hours, and you working a paycheck, you making $500, which that ain't enough fucking money. But if you were to make $500 a week guaranteed, that's $2,000 a month. Then all you gotta do is start thinking, all right, how can I make that shit $700, $800 a week, right? If it's too hard and you only can get these odd jobs, or you might get a little lump sum, a come up every couple days or once a week or every other week, then I want you to start thinking about monthly. Where yeah, maybe 1 week, every week you only make $500. That's your guaranteed what you're gonna make. But if you look at it about in a month, you might say, well, yeah, I only make $2,000 a month guaranteed, but you know what? I've been doing this and doing that, and I've been consistently making an extra $1,500 a month. Technically, I'm making $3,500 a month. I'm doing all right for myself, you know? And that's how I think about it. So now I'm like, okay, what can I make in the month? I go off the week, right? I sound like a hypocrite because I'm back and forth. I try to see how much can I make during the week. So if I make, like right now I'm making 12, or we'll just say 11. I'm making 1,100. My friend has a little odd job I do for him. That's $250 a week extra I make, okay? So we add it up, it's like $1,350 I make, okay? And then once I start apprenticing, once I can see a consistent flow there, maybe I make an extra $300 a week. You know, because I gotta pay half, like whatever I get in-house, I have to pay half to the tattoo, like to my boy. That's like how much mostly all the parlors are. But then like I take 100% of my tips. So say if somebody gets some and I charge him 80, he makes $40, I make 40. I have to pay for all my own jewelry, which usually isn't that much money with the tattoo discounts. But say that lady gives me $40, I just made 80 altogether, and he don't get none of that. But as much as that sounds crazy, yo, he taking half, I don't pay anything to work there. So my apprenticeship is free, and I don't pay to work there. I don't have to sit there and give them rent or pay them any type of money. I can just go. And that's fucking important. Like truthfully, that's fucking important as hell. So I'm not paying those motherfuckers nothing. I could go there for free. But yeah, you know, I can go there for free. I ain't gotta pay shit. I ain't gotta do shit. And well, yeah, I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna clean up. I might make a couple runs for them for supplies. I might entertain some customers, I have people come. Really, it's me promoting. That's why it's like I gotta be back in the bar scene a little bit. Because truthfully, what that does is that allows me to go out and network with people. That's the most important thing with tattooing, body image, like you know, like personal training, piercing, anything that revolves you networking, you got to go out and show yourself. Because if you don't go out and show yourself, what's going to happen is you're not going to be put out there. All right? So then going back to what I was saying, say I make 11 here, guaranteed every week. And then I make an extra 250 every week. 11, 12, we got 1350. Then I say I minimum after 2-3 months, I've been minimally making $200 extra a week. Okay, well that's $1,550 I'm making a month. I'm sorry, a week. All right, well that changes. That puts me over $6,000. That's like what? It's hard to drive and talk, but we'll just say it's over $6,000. You guys can do the math down there. It's like probably like, I don't know, 6,200, 6,400, I don't know. But I do that, right? But then think about it. I buy the camera. I buy the lens. I start booking shoots. You feel me? I book shoots every week. And now I'm making an extra $100, $200 a week. Yeah, it might take a month or two to get it started, right? But then you add that. And then you say, well, you was making $1,550 minimum a week. Some weeks you might make over $2,000 because it was a good week for you. But this is the minimum, and that's what you got to think about. It's not about how much you make in 1 week, your best week ever, that's how much you make. Don't think like that, because you're not going to make that every week. But if you're, saying you're taking what you make on an average and what you're usually guaranteed to make, then you know what you're looking for. You know what you're looking for, and you know what's gonna happen. So I'm like, okay, well, if I was making $1,550, and then I add that 200 on it, that's $1,750. All right, and if my math's off, y'all can correct me in the shit. But that's $1,750. All right. Okay, so that's not bad. Then finding a little other hustle. I'm $1,750. All I need is $250 and I make my 2 bands. All right. Well, most likely I'll make more money from photography and videography and piercing, right? And then if I work an extra week, mind you, I'm about to start working on Saturdays, Friday to Saturday. So if I'm making $1,100, I'm making a little over that every week. All I gotta do is take that extra leap of faith and say I'll work an extra day. That's that extra $250 right there. Bop! I just hit $2,000 a week. That's $8,000 bring home in my pocket, not government before the government gets their slimy hands on it. No, that's in my fucking pocket. All right? So then all you gotta do now is scale. You just gotta scale. I make like $200, $150 to like $200 a month off YouTube, if it's a good month. If not, it's about just $100. So on average, I'd say $100. Okay, you made $8,100 a month. That's fucking good money. You're making over $10,000 a month, but you're seeing 8. And all it takes now is scaling, getting more appointments. Okay, I was starting the first 6 months, I was only making about $200 a week on average. Well, I got really good, and a lot of people came to me. A lot of girls started coming to me, and before you know it, I was going out in the bars with my boys at the tattoo spot, handing out cards, networking. Now I'm making about $500 a week on average from piercing. Okay, well that's $2,000, and we just started, and that's pretty much guaranteed. So I'm making $500 a week. Okay, well let's add that up. We making about $10K now, but we could minus that $250 that I said we would have made, but I'm just gonna round shit out. Because it doesn't matter about the numbers. What I'm trying to tell you is how to think about this shit, okay? Some of this is just examples, right? But say, okay, now you're making that $10K a month, or we'll say it was an extra 1,000, it was extra, oh, come on, bruh. Damn, my God, you ain't give me no shit. You're not even long enough to be acting like a bully like that, but, and I still cleared it, pussy. So we'll say 9,000, right? We'll say 9,000 because I was making $250 a week. That would have been 1,000. That would have put me at that 8. We'll say I'm at that 1,000 extra. So $9,100 a month I make. Then I'm taking more photos. I got the expensive camera. After a couple months, my work starts showing and people are like, yo, you nice. I'm no longer charging you prices like I did with my Sony a6500. I'm not like, yeah, I'll do a little $80 photo shoot. I'm like, I need $300 now. But the quality's so good and I'm doing real shit now at your birthday party, your gender reveal, your bridal reveal, any of that shit, bridal, I'm really fucking cooking that shit. Whatever the hell I'm doing for your bar mitzvah, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm charging you more money now because my quality of my work speaks, right? And guess what? That extra $300 a week, just say just 1 week I make $300 off photos now. That's $1,200. Now we at $10,300. YouTube, I stay consistent on YouTube and live streaming. What is that? What if that scales to $500 a month? Bam, boy, you at $10,700 a month. Cha-ching. Now you making some money. Be smart with your money and work to keep scaling and scaling. And one day maybe YouTube will take off and your boy's making a couple thousand off YouTube. My piercing takes off. I'm making a couple thousand, maybe I'm making $1,000 a week off piercing. You know what I mean? Oh, my photography shit. Now I'm booking models and doing big shit. Now it's $2,000 for me to come film for you, right? It's all about networking, guys, and that's one of the biggest things I want you to take away from this video. It's all about networking. Figure it out. How much do you make a week, and how can you do little things that can add a couple extra dollars to your fucking weekly check? And then if it doesn't come consistent, start adding it up in the month. Where does it come out in the month? Does it come out in the month and you know, you ended up making a lot more than you think because 1 week it wasn't good and next week was good, and that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been doing, and I've been breaking down shit like, okay, well, I got 40 hours a week I put at this trucking. What's the other 40 go to? Okay, it's gonna go to piercing. What's that other 40 gonna go to? YouTube and photos. And my little side hustle with my boy. Okay. Now you're doing YouTube, photos, videos, and doing shit with your side boy. That's 4 other things you just embarked on. To be a millionaire, you gotta have like 10 different sources of income, right? That's what they say. So now you're in a position where you're gonna make good fucking money and you can change your life. You know, you can change your life. And then eventually the piercing goes good and I can make $100K a year off that, and I work a shitty job like this, that's $200K guaranteed. Then I'm taking photos, I'm not doing nothing different. All I'm doing is just doing the same fucking thing I was doing. I was just locking in on those 120 hours a week. Everything else was just gym, meal prep, sleep, and a couple times to fuck a bitch. That's it. Walk my dogs, that's it. That's how we do it. And that, my friends, is how you get successful. That's where my 33-year-old mindset's at. I want to be successful. I want to be able to find the girl of my dreams. I want to be able to take care of her, not simp for her, but be able to give her a different life. I want to take care of my mom, and I want to be able to buy nice shit, and I want to feel good about myself. And that's what it's all about. So I'm going to end the video with that. I love y'all. You know these videos be long. This is what it's like being a trucker. You're just in your thoughts thinking about what do you really want to do with your life. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If you think you about to do this shit and this is going to be the end all be all and you're going to do this and you're going to be fucking super rich and make money, I'm here to tell you you are not. All right, maybe you could go be an owner operator. Oh, buddy, I'm getting over, bro. You're going to let me over regardless. Hit your nice car, bitch. Yeah, you see that? Just so he could get over in the left. You had to get over in the left anyway, but yeah, you got to go around me, you fucking bird. But, you know, this is a good industry to make $100K. You could be an owner operator, maybe make 200. You know, there's people that make good money. That's a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of wait time from home. Me personally, I don't want to be away from home. I want to be able to do my thing, come home every day, you know, meal prep, go to the gym, and be local. That's just me. That's what I want to do. Doesn't mean you have to do what I do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you guidance and just open a couple doors for you mentally. And the rest you can figure the fuck out, because I have confidence that you will. If you watch this video all the way through, I already know you're going to be successful, because you obviously want it bad enough to sit here and listen to a motherfucker who's on the grind, working from 9:30 at night to what, 7:30, 8 in the morning? you already grinding, bro. You already towards getting it, you know? You just gotta lock in, watch these videos, watch other entrepreneur videos, and just keep figuring out. You don't gotta fucking buy Bitcoin or do stocks or any of that shit. You can just fucking put that work in and stack your bread up, and then eventually when you have enough money, then you can say, you know what? I'm gonna take this 200 grand and now I'm gonna put it in Bitcoin, or now I'm gonna put it in stocks. That's the thing about investing people don't realize. There's no money in investing. There's no money in investing until you have money to put in. If you got 100K and you go invest in Bitcoin or in stocks, yeah, bro, you're gonna be successful. Give it 5 years. If you're fucking scraping up $100 a week to put it in an investment portfolio, you ain't ever gonna be rich. It's a waste of money. Elon Musk even said that shit. It's better to save all of your money until you have a lump sum of money to do it. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm not invested in anything. There's no fucking point to be. I don't make enough and I can't save enough. But I love y'all, man. Just stick to it. Get out there. Stop thinking 40 hours a week is gonna be enough work. Get your CDL. Go get that other job. Go get that other career. Work 2 fucking jobs. Put 80 hours in a week, 90 hours in a week. With that, find your passion job, which you can really build a skill off. That is going to be a hobby, but something you would find it so interesting and actually can pay well, and put another 40 in that. Put 120 hours in a week, fucking kill yourself, work your ass off. So in 5 years when you're fucking rich, you got your bitch, you got your life, now you can chill out. Maybe you only work 50 hours a week now. And guess what? 50 hours a week is gonna feel like 20 hours a week to a motherfucker who worked 120 hours a week. So, gang, boys, till next time, peace.